Hello, PDL viewers. Skippy here, coach of the Steel City Surge, back again for the season finale. Well, kind of. Regular season finale of PDL Season 2. It's week 8. We're taking on Cramp, coach of the Montana Meganiums. Very kind of interesting team there. There's a Kilowattrel that's been running rampant throughout this entire season. And we're going to have to take it down. If we can take it down, it's the only Mon on the opposing team that has positive KD. And it's going to prove to be a very strong threat to this team. We're rocking with a squad of Dragapult, Agripon, Gambit, Suicune, Ilecki, and Gardevoir. Should be a very fun match. Best of luck to Cramp. Let's get right into it. We're going to go ahead and search here. Just make sure I have everything pulled up, and we should be all good to go. There we go. Good luck, have fun. To Cramp. What do we got? We got Overquill. Okay, Cinderace, Tinglu, Kilowattrel, Spectrier, and Blastoise. Okay, no Corviknight. That's pretty nice. Cinderace. Tinglu is there, is kind of annoying, but we can play around it. Kilowattrel, Spectrier, and Blastoise. Okay. We have our dedicated Ilecki lead. We're going to give him a little bit to kind of think about his lead. Overquill being there, I wanted to bring a weakness policy set for Gliscor because of Overquill, but I decided against it last minute and went with this team here instead. I think we still have a very good shot. In mocks this week, I did not see a lot of Spectrier, so I'm curious to see what it's going to do here. I did see a little bit of Tinglu, some Overquill, not a whole lot. Saw a good amount of Ace and Kilowattrel. We're going to go ahead and get started here. Best of luck to Cramp. We're going to be leading with our Regieleki. We're going to see what the lead is coming from Cramp. You see the Kilowattrel lead. Okay. Kilowattrel lead is very good for us. Ilecki takes a lot of the hits very well. And we can go for an Ancient Power right off the bat and get some really massive damage, because we outspeed this thing. Go ahead and we get that Ancient Power off. How much damage are we going to do? We're going to do a huge chunk. And he goes for a Volt Switch. Okay. That must have been a high roll from Ancient Power. That was like somewhere in the 60s. Kilowattrel does Volt Switch. We don't get the boost. Goes right into the Tinglu. Okay. This is fine. Tinglu Earthquake does KO us, but I think Suicune is our dedicated switch in here. If he gets up rocks or spikes or anything like that, we do have heavy-duty boots. We are down to 164 as well. So, gotta keep that in mind. Ilecki, Kilowattrel. We're at 164. So he did 47 with that Volt Switch. He's definitely Specs. Definitely Choice Specs Kilowattrel. Right? Yeah, Volt Switch. Yeah, that's in Specs range. So we go in with Suicune here. We see an Earthquake. Okay, how much is this doing? This should do roughly 20% to 302. Okay, 302. From Tinglu. Okay, that's roughly a high roll Earthquake unless he has some attack investment. Okay. Go ahead and get Choice Specs on Kilowattrel. We do see Earthquake. I can go for a Scald here. Nothing really likes a Scald from this team except Blastoise. And if he goes Blastoise, we go just hard switch into Ilecki. I could get a Calm Mind or a sub up. I don't know if that's advisable at the moment. I'm just going to go for a Scald. We do get the Scald off. We do roughly 25%. It's not bad. He does go for Whirlwind. Okay. Does go for Whirlwind. We do get good chip. That is probably specially defensive Tinglu. Auger Pond comes in. Okay. This isn't horrible because Power Whip does do a lot of damage. We do see leftovers. Okay. Do see leftovers on the Tinglu. So he's at... Earthquake doesn't KO us here. I could probably go for a Trailblaze and get some extra chip. I could... He seems like he's in range of a potential Power Whip here. We definitely live 2 Earthquakes. Auger Pond is very vital in this matchup. I'm going to go for a Trailblaze here because we would outspeed Kilowattrel if he does decide to switch. And then that would be a huge knockout here. He does switch. What does he switch into? What's taking the Trailblaze damage? Overquill. Okay, this is probably Intimidate. Yep, Intimidate. So it is an Intimidate set. Trailblaze is going to do like 5%. Okay. At -1, Trailblaze does like 5%. So that is bulky. That is definitely a bulky version of Overquill. How does Gambit do here? Gambit could 2-hit KO with Iron Head. I like keeping Gambit somewhat healthy, but I don't think my other switch-ins are that good in this matchup. So I'm going to go into Gambit. Overquill is the switch-in, so that's good to know. Go into Gambit here. He goes for Barb Barrage. Okay. This is Intimidate. Barb Barrage. Okay. So I can freely... I think I can freely go for an Iron Head here. What's the switch in? Probably Ace, right? Cinderace? How much does Cinderace take? It's like a bulky pivot set. Kowtow Cleave is actually a really good option here. I'm gonna go for Kowtow Cleave. He switches into Ace on a potential Iron Head. He does switch out. What does he switch into? Cinderace. Cinderace is gonna take a ton of damage here. It might get knocked out. It goes down. All right, cool. Cinderace gets taken down by Gambit. Gambit, KO, Ace. That's a very big KO. The Tinglu comes back in. And we're locked into Kowtow Cleave. I really much want to go back into Fungal here, because I can go ahead and rest if I get too much damage taken off on me. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go right back into Fungal. We're going to get... probably take a good amount of damage. It depends on what he goes for. But we'll see. We do see an Earthquake again. We go from 302 down to 187. Okay. 187. So we're down just below half. Yeah, we're down just below half. We're at 46%. So he's doing that kind of bulky. He definitely has that bulky build, because we were at 302, right? So we were at roughly 75 down to 46. So he's got some investment there. He's got some investment. I'm gonna go for a rest here, because he's probably gonna switch, right? Last switch was into Overquill, I think. Yeah, so we're gonna go for a rest here. We're gonna get our HP back. He's gonna stay in and probably go for a whirlwind, right? That's what I'm guessing. That's what he did last time. But we're gonna get our HP back. We're gonna use up our Chesto Berry. But that's good for longevity at this point, because this thing could be very good in the late game. Does go for another Earthquake. Does bring us down to 298. So yeah, he's got some attack investment there. So he's probably not that specially bulky. I'm gonna go ahead and Scald here. He's gonna break a sub if we go for it, so hopefully we get a burn. We're doing roughly a quarter. Does go for spikes, that's fine. We have Rapid Spin. The only thing that can block us from Rapid Spinning here is Spectrier. And Spectrier probably does not want to be taking hits from Regieleki. I'm going to go for another Scald here. I don't see why I don't. Does switch. What does he switch into? If he switches into Blastoise, he does. Okay. This might be a Shell Smash set. We're going to see here. Scald is going to do not a lot. And we get a burn, which is very huge. Blastoise, it took maybe 12%. I am going to switch hard into Alecki here. I think Alecki can take... Alecki's at 164. Alecki is going to outspeed this thing, for sure. Because I believe Timid at +2, 560. Okay, so if he's Timid, we don't outspeed. But if he's Modest, which I'm assuming he is, we do. I'm going to make the hard switch into Regieleki, because if he goes for Shell Smash and he's Modest, we outspeed. We are Boots, so the spikes don't matter. He does go for Shell Smash. Okay. It's probably White Herb. Yep, there's the White Herb. Okay, so Alecki Thunderbolt takes it down here. Volt Switch also does a ton of damage. I'm going to go for the Thunderbolt, though. We're going to go for the KO here. Let's see if he's Timid. If he's Timid, props to him. But I'm assuming he's probably Modest. He is Modest. All right, perfect. So Alecki's going to take down Blastoise. That is 2 big threats out of the way. All right, 2 big threats are out of the way. So go ahead and delete these 2. I don't know what Ace was, but we're down to 4 Mons here. Kilowattrel comes back in. We know it's Specs. If it's Terra Fairy, which it very well could be, if it is Terra Fairy, how much damage are we doing with Ancient Power? Like a quarter-ish? I think we can go for that. Especially if we get the boost. I think Alecki might just do insanely well here. We do outspeed. He doesn't Terra at all, so Alecki's going to take down Kilowattrel. So the Kilowattrel goes down without taking any sort of life at all. That is very, very good for us. The Tinglu comes in. We can Earthquake all he wants. I think I go back into Suicune here, honestly. Do I need Alecki? Do I need Alecki right now? I could use Alecki still. I am going to go into Suicune because we can easily rest away any damage after spikes and all that stuff. I am not worried at all about that. Because we live an Earthquake here. He goes for another spikes. Okay. So, spikes damage is going to start racking up here. I'm going to go for another... Let me get Suicune up here. Suicune against Tinglu. It's definitely an offensive-ish set. I'm going to go for another Scald here. Get it down to half HP. We're not going to get the burn. He's going to Whirlwind. Honestly, that's fine. Ogerpon can do a ton of damage here. It really depends on who's brought out. If the Alecki's brought out, we Rapid Spin. We get Gardevoir out here. Okay. Gardevoir might be able to take this thing down. This is more... It doesn't seem to be a especially bulky set. I think Gardevoir could potentially take this thing down in 1 or 2 hits. Earthquake is going to do massive damage, but that's okay. We go with Moonblast here. Does make a switch. Goes into Overquill. Overquill is going to take a large amount of damage here. It's going to take a ton of damage. That took a lot of damage. All right, and we definitely outspeed, I think, unless this thing is scarfed, which I don't think it is. How much would we take from a Bar Barrage? It would do a lot of damage. I think I can safely go for... I'm gonna go for another Moonblast. I don't think he expects me to be scarfed, and he doesn't. All right. Cool. Gardevoir KOs. Overquill. Tinglu comes back in. Tinglu's gonna still take a lot of damage here. We're gonna go straight for another Moonblast because we definitely don't go down to an Earthquake here. Because we're at 235. We actually take down Tinglu. This is a very good matchup here. And the Spectrier comes out. So, it's the last Mon here. I am going to switch into Gambit, because I don't think Spectrier can do anything to me. Because if it's Nasty Plot, I don't think... Yeah, Gambit just runs right through it. I'm not worried about that. I'm going to go right into Gambit. We can lock ourselves into Kowtow Cleave. Even if we get burned, Kowtow Cleave is still going to knock it out like very easily. 2 layers of spikes is not going to do all that much damage to us. Does go for Shadow Ball. It brings us from 335 to 248. 335 to 248. 84 to 62. That's 22%. That's in range of max special attack, Timid. I could probably lock myself into Sucker, but I'm not going to risk it. Kowtow Cleave is guaranteed knockout. He does have Will-O-Wisp. Okay. This doesn't matter. This does not matter. Kowtow Cleave still is an Oko. GG's to Cramp. GG's. Yep. Gambit takes out the Spectrier. GG's to Cramp. Great season. GG's. Hopefully you come back next season, Cramp. I saw what you did with Kilowattrel. Amazing stuff. Couldn't quite carry you, but it is what it is. GG's. Hopefully we see you back next season. I think that might knock you out of playoffs, unfortunately. I would have loved to play this team again. There was a lot of fun prep that I could have brought, but chose not to. Again, thanks for joining. Everyone, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.